What's going on, everybody? It's Bryce here. Welcome to We Want Picks, the DraftKings Breakdown Edition for UFC Vegas 106. So I'm going to go over a few people you want in your DraftKings lineups, but before I do that, don't forget to head over to WeWantPicks.com, sign up, become a premium member. It is $10 a month. So for $10 a month, you get the best DraftKings ownership projections. You get an optimizer, which has been awesome. You have the Fight Simulator, which is AI basically breaking down and running simulations a million different ways on who's going to win each fight. Then, of course, you get the betting picks from the four guys who know what they're talking about. You had Jacob last week, just all over JDM, who beat the shit out of Bilal. So, once again, head on over to WeWantPicks.com, sign up, become a premium member. It is just $10 a month. So, without further ado, let's dive on into our event this week. It's taking place at the good old Apex, where they just love to have all these fight nights, so they don't have to spend any money on. But whatever. So it's headlined by Gilbert Burns and the undefeated prospect of Michael Morales. It's one of two fights that have ranked fighters competing. Ironically, both people fighting are ranked, but the other is a low-level women's fight. However, this is a pretty good test for Michael Morales. He's undefeated, moved his way into the rankings. Now he gets to fight Burns, who's been a stable in the division for a long time. So it's really going to come down to, one, how Michael Morales' takedown defense is, and two, which Gilbert Burns shows up. But overall, it should be a fun card. It does kind of suck we only have 11 fights because it condenses ownership. But regardless, we're going to do what we're going to do. So I'm going to dive into my favorite GPP play of the week, my favorite cash play of the week, my underdog pick of the week, and then the fight I think we need to target for DraftKings purposes. So without further ado, let's get on into it. My GPP play of the week is going to be Nursultan Rubizov. I'm terrible with last names, so forgive me for that, but I'm just going to call him Nursultan. So he's coming off a big second round KO win where he got 2 knockdowns. He's won 3 of his 4 UFC fights, all by knockout, so he's got power. Stolfus will be looking to try and get him to the ground. The only problem is Nursultan has 20 wins by submission in his professional career. He has 35 fights that he's won, and he has 33 finishes in those. So he has 13 knockouts, 20 submissions. He has a 5-inch height advantage. He's a big guy. I just think he's going to do whatever he wants to do and find a victory. And I wouldn't be surprised if he does another first, maybe second round win, gets it inside the distance, and scores us another 100 plus points. So my GPP play of the week is going to be Nursultan Rubizov. My cash play of the week this week is going to be Hyun Park. So he's priced pretty reasonable at $8,500. He has good power. He's won both of his UFC fights by finishes. His first one was a 3rd round submission. His second one was a 2nd round KO. So he can win both ways. He averages 4.15 significant strikes per minute. He sports a 100% takedown defense. And he's another undefeated prospect who's younger, hungrier, and stronger. So it looks like he has the upside to finish either on the feet or on the ground. So I'd really like to have someone who's kind of safe and can win multiple routes, whether it be decision with submissions or knockouts. As a cash play, he's priced pretty reasonable at $8,500. So for that reason, Hyun Park is going to be my cash play of the week. Alright, my underdog this week is going to be Sodiq Yusuff. So yes, his last fight out, he got fucking demolished by Diego Lopez, but Lopez was just killing everybody. Santos kind of got gifted a win, I would say, personally, in his last fight out. And so, for that reason, Yusuff is $7,900 on DraftKings, so he's a little bit of an underdog as far as the betting line and the odds on DraftKings. The fight before Lopez, he almost scored 100 in a decision loss, which was, 50-50 there. So I think we're going to see him get back to his normal ways where he just blows people around. He averages 5.6 significant strikes per minute. He also looks to stay busy with ground and pound and looking for submissions when he gets them on the ground. And I think at this price point, if he gets a win, he's going to score well over 10x. And so for that reason, Sodiq is going to be my dog of the week. Alright, my fight to target this week is going to be Costa versus Erosa. So, Melk is coming off a couple good wins, and Erosa has 3 straight finishes coming in with 2 subs and a KO. Typically they both score over 100 whenever they get wins. Erosa especially has some 120, 130 point outings, so we can see big scores. Both these guys are going to push the pace, they're going to grapple. I think Melk averages like 2 takedowns per fight. Erosa's right under that, so It should be a good, fun fight. They're going to both push the pace. I think this is going to come down to who ultimately dictates and wins the grappling exchanges as far as offensive wrestling goes, without giving up any reversals or leaving themselves open for submission. But I think we're going to see both guys push, hit each other in the face, look for takedowns, and I don't think we see the judges' scorecards on this one. And so at their price point, they're both kind of easy to fit into your lineup. Rosa, especially if you need a dog for salary purposes, and Costa is not extremely expensive. And in theory, one of these guys win, they go 10x. So for that reason, my fight to target this week is going to be Costa versus Rosa. Alright, well thank you guys for tuning in for yet another DraftKings edition of the breakdown here over at We Want Picks. So hopefully we'll see some good fights this week. I know it's kind of an iffy card, but it is what it is. We'll be back. Hopefully the next few weeks are going to be a little bit easier to stomach, leading up to the pay-per-view with O'Malley and Marab. Again, don't forget to head over to WeWantPicks.com, sign up, become a premium member. It is just $10 a month. So $10 a month, you get access to everything you need when it comes to betting or playing DFS for the UFC. Alright, we'll see you guys next week.